My name is Pius Odhiambo, and I am the fourth generation descendant of Muyoma Kochola, who was the grandfather of the late John Muyoma Opondo. I am here to give my message of condolences to the family of the late John Muyoma. The late John Muyoma Opondo was not just a great man, but was an institution in his own rights. Fondly known as Awele Kwach, he is a man of many facets. As I grew up in the village, John Muyoma was like my father, and I enjoyed his company, which was characterized by his many exciting stories about his service in the colonial army abroad. He told me that he was a soldier in the colonial British Army, and he worked as a driver in the Second World War. His last duty station, by the time the Second World War was ending in 1945, was South Africa. He used to pronounce it as South Africa. After the war ended in 1945, he returned home and practiced masonry, a skill he used to transform our community. Mzee John Muyoma was trained at Kabete Technical Institute as a mason. He was the chief contractor that built Sega Catholic Missions institutions, Sega Catholic Church, Sega Health Center, and the associated schools, and Okwala Catholic Church, among others. He would come to the community and hire laborers to work for him. Among his laborers was my own father, Jaduong Lucas Madiang, who is in the congregation here. In his national ID card, it is captured that the late John Muyoma was born in 1923, a fact I reject with absolute certainty. Going by his many stories that he used to tell us, I suspect that Mzee Muyoma might have been born around 1918 when the First World War was just ending, making him to live beyond 100 years. I am not sure if there is going to be another descendant of Muyoma Kochola who will live beyond 100 years like Mzee John Muyoma. Mzee John Muyoma was a sharp man and could name his grandfathers up to the 10th generation. I tried recalling them, and here it goes. Nyinga John Muyoma, Muyoma Opondo, Opondo ka Muyoma, Muyoma Kochola, Ochola ka Handulo, Handulo ka Gor, Gor ka Riak, Riak ka Umbugulu, Umbugulu ko Chien, and Ochien ka Ndolo. John Muyoma was a polygamist, and I remember vividly how we used to refer to our mothers. Mino Yengo, Mino Chola, Mino Rucha, Nyarmualo, Achieng Mino Duor. Mino Rucha died long time ago before I was born. I never saw her. I was later told that the late John Muyoma had other 3 wives during his youthful stage in the stations where he served in the colonial military, including South Africa. Going by this, it is suspected that there are descendants of John Muyoma in South Africa. Whether this is true or not, I don't know. Polygamy was John Muyoma's way of life, just like it is in other parts of Luoland, in Kenya, and the rest of the world. As Luos, we do not practice polyandry, and it is an abomination. Polyandry is a practice where a woman is married to many men at the same time, as it is the practice in some parts of the world. But here in Luoland, our culture and tradition accepts and recognizes only polygamy, but not polyandry. The law also recognizes polygamy. I wish to state that it is not criminal to be a polygamist. Mr. John Muyoma was an avid sportsman. He owned a bicycle, a big music system, and a walking stick. I would watch him ride his bicycle when he is from work, and during those days, when he is not at work, he will sit under the historic ober tree in his home compound and listen to music from his big record player surrounded by his many friends, enjoying his favorite liquor, changa. Throughout the village, I did not see any other man that owned a big record player like that of Mzee John Muyoma. Mzee John lived his life to the fullest and was among the first in the lineage of Muyoma Kochola to work abroad in South Africa. A few of us work in foreign countries. We are not the first and will not be the last. We are just following the footsteps of Mzee John Muyoma. I challenge the young people in this lineage to keep the spirit of John Muyoma alive by seeking employment opportunities in foreign countries. If by 1945 John Muyoma was working in South Africa, why not you? Today, as we lay Mzee John Muyoma to rest, he's going to the grave with a lot of history collected and witnessed over a period of 100 years. History that is witnessed in the hostels, schools, and churches that he helped build with his rare skill as at that time. These schools and institutions have remained steadfast and is serving our communities around here. If you talk of Sega Girls High School, fondly referred to as Kasisa Manoti John Muyoma. Sega Catholic Church, Manoti John Muyoma. Sega Girls Boarding Primary, Manoti John Muyoma. Ukwala Catholic Church, Manoti John Muyoma. And the list is endless. In recognition of Mzee John Muyoma's achievements, at a time when the world was still asleep, I take this opportunity to ask the young generation, all the grandchildren of Muyoma, to rename the funeral WhatsApp group that was created a couple weeks ago after John Muyoma's grandfather, Muyoma Kochola. This will enable the young generation track their history as Joka Muyoma Kochola. Rest in peace, Mzee John Muyoma Opondo. We celebrate you with your achievements. Digikwe awele kwach, wodi Juliana nyarunund nyarpoyo. Ka ichopo kono, mosnua madian piro thurep uda dongo. Oke umasiro. Uduor madian, Dismas Opondo, Juliana Nund, Oyugu Petro, Ochola Patrick, Uthiena Suso, Ochola Ndulo, Agola Thamas, Oyugi Jamua, Oluoch Koyugi, Anoduho, Legina Muruka, Choli Muyoma, Urucha Muyoma, Luhara Agola Thamas, Omondi Ochola Ndulo, Owin Ochola Ndulo, Randa Handulo, Udinga Randa, Maria Madede, Cyprus Nyabongo, Uduora Suso, Nyambweka Suso, Ionia Suso, Ogungo Chola, Oumo Chola, among others. And Oyugika Lucas Kamadian, Madian Kamuyoma, Muyoma Kochola, Ochola Kahandulo, Handulo Kagor, Gor Kariak, Riak Kaumbogulu, Umbugulu Kochien, Ochieng Kandolo, and Kamano.